Welcome back to OPA Podcast, episode 79. Today we're just joined by the three of us. Soup, say hi.
Hi.
Wyatt.
Howdy.
And myself, Jason L. Griffin is out tonight. He is at the Minnesota Wild game in St. Paul. I believe, Soup, you want to run him a live mic, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We're just not sure how to get past the security at this point, though. That's the
Yeah,
one hang up, though.
Yeah, I don't want to have to get you out of jail.
pretty
I'll just
please.
make somebody
But
else do it. It's fine.
All right, all
okay,
right.
that's fine. Yeah, that's fine by me.
But all right, so going
In
from there.
Minecraft. Oh, parody in Minecraft. There we go. We're good.
All right. So, well, everyone, thank you for returning to this episode to listen or watch our recap of the Quick Bowl Lane, where the Gophers came victorious, beating Bowling Green 30-24 in Detroit. I think some quick thoughts about as what was ring around everyone. I thought it was a fun game. I was on a road trip on my way back to Minnesota, so I was in all of Iowa to watch the entire game. And I will say this: don't attempt to watch a game or stream it when you enter spotty areas of reception. Hence, I was delayed on our group chat, boys. But I thought it was a fun game overall. I did have some nitpicks, which we'll get to, but just happy we got the win. And then, do you want to provide quick thoughts, Soup? And then we'll go to Wyatt.
Longest active bowl game win streak in the FBS.
We love that.
That's us.
Can't be mad at that.
I don't know. I think it's been a tough year for this team and this coaching staff, and I think tonight they deserve some credit for this. I think there's, a lot of they take pride in stuff like that, and I think they were very aware of it going into the game, and that was a big factor, I think, with how they played.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think all that is fair and accurate to say. That's kind of how we do things here. We go and we win bowl games.
That really matters to these programs, and I think that is kind of what success should be defined as here is like making bowl games every year and winning them all the time. Like that should be like our vision of consistent success, because that is what consistently successful college programs look like. And then every few years, because you have to be competitive to make a bowl, every few years you pop, right? That's the formula.
Yep. And I think it's important in the wake of making the bowl game as a 5-17. We hang our hat on the academic thing. Like, yeah, we are not only successful on the field, we are successful in the classroom as a team. But in the bowl game, yeah, we got business done on the field. So listen, you might say, "Oh, they were 5-7. They didn't deserve to be there." Well, they won.
That's not true though,
So
because they did deserve to be there because they were the best academically, and those are the
yeah,
rules.
like there are some people that are going to say you won't
Yeah,
catch me saying that because I think they very
that's
well
like the
deserve to
Debbie
be
Downer
there.
side, right?
In fact, I think the academics it is such a great like tiebreaker between the 5-7 teams.
Yeah.
I love that as a
I also
tiebreaker.
think that matters more in recruiting to like parents than people think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also probably true. Oh, almost certainly true.
Because Minnesota's a program where, like, if you're really good, you could go pro, but like 80% of the guys who play here don't go pro, right? Like, a lot of parents are, they want to make sure their kid is going to leave with a good
Has a
degree.
has a future one way or another.
So I think it's a real draw to this program that gives them an interesting edge in cases like these. So,
Yeah, and this is the way to showcase that hey, we got in on our academics, but we can still play some football.
yeah. And, you reward kids for, you know, being in the classroom. Like, you also have to reward the kids for doing that.
Yep, for sure. think we are all in agreement on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's break down the game, guys. So we'll break as we what we usually do: offense, defense, special teams. Offensively, as we talked in the last podcast, it was like theoretical or like it was like very likely, but we didn't. It wasn't confirmed till obviously like when they were doing pressers for the bowl game. Cole Kramer got his first and final start for the Golden Gophers. Looking at some quick numbers here, as quarterback, Cole Kramer was 8 of 16 in passing, so 50% completion percentage, 26 yards passing, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. And then to include on top of that, he did have uh, three. He rushed 3 times for 31 yards, and one of them was for a touchdown as well.
Did you guys know he's getting married?
As
Cool.
as what they kept mentioning on the broadcast, almost every 5 to 10 minutes. Yes.
They should have spent way more time talking about Darius Taylor. I don't know why they're talking about this for so long.
Like for me, it made sense earlier like at the start, like, hey, Cole was supposed to be getting married, planning his wedding. Then he got the starting nod, so he had to like,
He gets the touchdown. There's the shot of his fiance. That's great. I love
yeah,
that. But like Darius is cooking at home. Like, can we get some shots of his family? Maybe. Come on.
honestly, yeah, like no shot at Cole. Like we love him. Like excited for
No,
what
shot
he's,
at the broadcast. Though,
yeah,
to be
the
clear.
broadcast crew were like, okay, you're treating like Taylor Swift levels of broadcasting, and like I hate that trend right now. Like
Not only
we
that,
gave them
but
their
like,
due. Let's move on and focus on the game, please.
yeah, I agree 1,000% with that too. Though the Nick Miss broadcast is becoming one of my favorite things ever. So, but yeah,
But yeah, going
I-
from there, if I'm being quite honest, I thought Cole would sling it more or like throw it more. But then again, with the way how we know how PJ wants to run the offense is run the ball through Darius Taylor and Jordan Newman, especially through Darius. That like it made sense that throwing was like only 16 passes, but then I was like good lord, 26 yards total. But then again, two of those touchdowns were like on short yardage passes too. So I was surprised by that, but other than that expectation, I'd say Cole did what he needed to do. Is that the best way to describe it? To get us the win, and
yeah,
he'll go down like in history as the guy who did everything the program has asked for him to do. Probably complained and had some ire, but then he stuck it out till he graduated and got rewarded for his pretty much first and last start with the program. So, happy for Cole. Did well, I'd say. Besides,
yeah.
I know you mentioned the soup on our group chat during the game yesterday was the O line wasn't doing
Pass
him.
protection.
Yeah, the pass players were not doing him
Specifically.
any favors at all.
Well, they had their really good defensive end for Bowling Green, whose name is escaping me. He's in the transfer portal, and people thought he wasn't going to play, but he ends up playing. And then I thought about it. It makes sense because like this is tape against a Power 5 program. Like he's in the transfer portal right now. Like this is going to be great for him if he does well. And he went nuts. I thought he had a great game. He hit Cole Kramer and forced an interception, and then he was the guy that blew past Quinn Carroll on the other sack. And I don't think I think it kind of looked like they had like no answer for him basically, like in the pass rush.
What you like to see?
Which I think that also plays into why they ended up running the ball so much. I mean, when we for me when I'm complaining about you know too much running in the offense, it's because it's happening and it's like inefficient. You know what I mean? Like it's like we're like talking like 2.5 to 3 yards per play in some of these games before. But I mean, Darius is
That's
averaging
and that's obviously not what was happening.
no, Darius is averaging like 6 yards a touch. Like let him cook. I don't know. Like like what are you gonna not give him the ball? Like
And
Yeah,
to know on Darius, he had 35 carries for 208 yards with one tutty. Like he feasted that day and got Quick Lane Bowl MVP.
And 2 more catches for 11, so almost 220 yards by himself.
good for him.
I mean, I think they just let their best player on the field work, and I think that's totally fine. And you know, I think he was excited to play for the first time in a while, and people were worried, like, oh, you're giving this guy all these carries, he's just coming off, you know, being injured. It's like, well, he looks pretty healthy to me, you guys. Like, I don't know. I think we're so tied up in this run game, like, kind of ire that we have, that there's a lot of just getting angry about this for no reason, because this is the perfect example of when you should do what they did, right?
When it's working.
Yeah. And like Cole, I don't think is fully healthy either. He was getting some medical attention down there in the third quarter. I saw him run across the field in the fourth quarter. They had a shot of him, and he was limping. And I think they don't want to put the walk-on freshman, no offense to the kid, out there in what was a like 6-point game. So they just said, "Okay, Darius, bring us home," and he did it.
Do what you do best, and he did what he does best.
And I think it's important that in the third quarter they had that one drive where they threw the ball 3 times in a row, because I think it was important that they showed that, right? Because that's really all we've been asking for, is for them to mix it up just a little bit. And I think that like 3 passes was just enough to keep them honest to close that one out.
Yeah, because like it, I don't want to say it broke the script, but like it altered the script enough that like, hey, the Gophers are still willing to pass rather than run the ball in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But then
Well,
also too, when I was looking at, like I know Soup, you mentioned it, like the points differential, even though it was very minute, but the three back-to-back pass plays was favored in like, okay, it gave us a better chance to win the game overall than just, obviously Darius is breaking off in like big chunk yardage every time he runs and it gets the
yeah.
carry. But obviously those incompletions were being favored by the analytics.
And that's but it's the perfect time to do something like that, right? Because it's like the beginning of the fourth quarter. You know, you're up 2 scores. Like, if you don't kill any clock on this drive, it's really fine. They did nothing on offense outside of those, like, they get a big run that they end up scoring a touchdown on that drive, and then the other touchdown comes, the big play at the beginning, right? That receiver's pretty good, and then they have the drive with the sneak at the end. But they need they need big plays to score all these touchdowns, right? So that's the perfect time to do something like that, and then you just go back to the run game right away, because I think they shifted from inside to outside zone in the second half, and Jordan Newman did a really good job lead blocking. They just basically ran QB power all game with Darius Taylor.
And then we also ran Wildcat with just Darius and Jordan in the backfield.
Yeah, but that's just them running like quarterback power with
Yeah.
with Darius Taylor, right? Like, it's so funny because I think he was their emergency quarterback for QB3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
Understandable.
and then I think the game was close enough towards the end. They were just like, well, we're killing them with the run. Just let Darius do it. Like, they can't stop him.
Hmm.
So they did that, and I saw their coach was like salty about their passing game.
Old Bowling
PJ's
Green's
so
head
nice to
coach.
this guy, dude. PJ's so nice to this guy in his press conference, and then in his press conference, this guy's like, uh, he says is at the post game podium, says to a reporter sitting 10 feet away from the Gophers, he says the passing attack in the quick lane bowl, they couldn't throw it from me to you.
Hmm. Well,
Jeez. I didn't realize that. Then again, I didn't watch his press conference. I was like,
And I'm like, dude, like, okay, but we ran through you like the plague, dog. Like get out of here.
Yeah, as you mentioned,
Hey,
the passing
who
game
won
wasn't.
the game? Like,
Yeah, but the passing game wasn't too hot because D-Jack was um had
They had
nothing.
some misses.
Yeah.
They had some real misses in the first half, and I don't really put too much of it on Daniel Jackson. Honestly, I probably put most of it on Cole. I don't think he was that accurate, except for I mean he
Yep.
was in the low red zone, which we can talk about tendency breakers later because I think they broke some tendencies today, coaching wise, which I think is nice. Um,
Hmm.
but Cole, also former Gopher Beanie Bishop with a pick six in the Mayo Bowl,
Oh wow, just now.
attaboy.
or is that a punt return? That's a punt return actually.
Oh
I just knew he
nice.
played corner,
Oh,
so I said
I
pick
mean,
six,
like,
and I
still
saw the
cool.
replay, and that's a punt return. But yeah, he'll be a like first round pick maybe. Good for him.
Beanie Bishop,
Yeah, for sure. He's up
attaboy.
there. He's like an All American this year. Whatever. But yeah, sorry.
We
That
digress.
was really cool. But yeah, I think Cole was not 100%, and I don't think he was that accurate. But I think when they went to him when they needed plays, though, right? We end up scoring 2 passing touchdowns in this game. Like I think scoring with the tush push early, and then I think this is a tendency breaker from them. They show the tush push again, and then they go with like the play action fake to the tight end, right?
Yep,
Perfect,
that was a touchdown to Jameson Gears.
right?
It was I loved it so much 'cause I was like, oh, we're gonna do the tush, and then when they faked it and rolled out to the right and just did a short pass to Jameson, I was like, oh, I like that, and we got the
He's
touchdown,
late.
extra
He's late
point.
on it. Like the ball needs to come out way faster.
Yeah.
But I think you see the warts of Cole Kramer there, but he makes those plays for you. And he makes that big third down slant throw to Elijah Spencer, who will be here next year. Um, and I think that's a big play too. And then he sneaks, his touchdown. And I think they weren't afraid to go to him when they needed a play either. But Darius really just carries you literally all day. And I think it's a good example of them leaning into the run when it is working for them, and when they should do
And
that.
like, yeah, no, I think it's important to note that like this podcast has said a lot about the running game this year, and it's not that we don't like the running backs. It's that we want the running game to be efficient and to, you know, be able to diversify the portfolio when you need to. And that's,
Absolutely.
I think that's the point you've been getting at this
Because
whole
that's the
time.
personnel you have right now. And I think next year with this FCS kid they have coming in, I mean, I don't think he's coming in to hand the ball off 35 times, to be honest with you.
No, no, and I do want to know Max Brosmer was already sitting in the quarterback room during after he signed. He was sitting in the room during bowl prep too.
Good.
So he's been, and I think when it was on Twitter or X,
I'm sure he's so happy to have Darius Taylor on his team.
yeah, because it was a picture of Greg Harbaugh with all the quarterbacks that's left. So like Cole Kramer, I'm sorry, I forgot your name, buddy. The walk on fresh
Max.
Max, was also Max. Oh, okay. And Max Brosmer, like the four of them in the same photo. I was like, okay, so Max is in there seeing how Greg wants to run the offense, and he gets to see it in game at the bowl game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see what Max can do because I think, I don't want to say because I know we were really like supportive of like what Ethan's talent can do. Like we love like the intangibles that he had as a quarterback, but it just didn't produce on the field. And I think maybe with Max's experience and for his 1 year, maybe be very beneficial. Like I don't expect maybe like the 20 passes a game, but maybe closer to like 30,
I
which I'll
mean,
take.
I think they have some good skill players. I think I liked what I saw from Jamison Gears. That guy's huge. Um, Daniel Jackson, Darius Taylor, Elijah Spencer. I think they have, guys for him to throw to, and I think they're going to utilize that.
And then we shouldn't forget Lemeki Brockington, who's
Oh, how
on there
good was
too.
it to see him again?
I know. I was like, oh wait, wasn't he hurt? He broke his leg earlier in the
He played in
season.
the Wisconsin game because it's still gonna. He didn't play. I don't think he played in enough games to lose eligibility, or that they're gonna get him a medical red shirt probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we'll get to him later in special teams because I want to mention about that him. But yeah, no, I'm excited with what we have returning and what some of the guys have shown in the bowl game because Brevin sat out. Um, at least like that's Brevin was the major offensive piece that was missing this game. So overall, I'm just happy with how the offense
I
rolled.
think it
Classic
showed.
classic Minnesota football with through PJ Fleck.
Yeah, I mean, I think it showed. But I don't know. I think part of what people have to realize is this only looked like this because of their quarterback situation, right?
Yep.
It's not a great quarterback situation to be in.
Yeah.
To like your guy hits the transfer portal before the bowl game.
Has
You know.
anyone picked him up?
No, he's still sitting around,
Hmm. Interesting.
which yeah, no, it's certainly something to see. I wonder if and when that will happen and what that podcast is going to look like.
I just want to credit them for their philosophy in the red zone because I think, we were all very hard on them this year. They could not punch it in when they got to the red zone, and they did so twice throwing the ball today. And I think that is like, I think, people should circle that when they're thinking about next year, right? I think people should circle, the fake to the tush push to the tight end leak. Like I think that is what we're going to be looking at in the low red zone next year instead of just trying to run it in all the time. And I think that's interesting. And I think it's like a tendency breaker too. Like they're showing teams, hey, okay, you're going to sell out for the run in the red zone. We're just going to score touchdowns. We're just going to throw over you. We're not unwilling to do it like we have shown we are in the past, right?
I like the term tendency breaker that you used there. That's good. That's a really good way of putting it.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to show it. And then I think they'll build on that for next year. And I think that's more kind of what they want to do on offense. I think they really want to do that. And
Good.
Sue, would you
yeah,
say this offense looked more vanilla? Because I know we defined vanilla a few weeks ago than what we
uh,
saw in the last four games.
no, I mean, I think they run a very diverse, um, like, like they're capable of very diverse run game because they're able to block a lot of different blocking. They're able to do zone. They're able to do like man blocking, and it's because of the way they build their offensive line with like only older guys for the most part. And I think you see it in the run game mainly, and that's why they just lean on that is because they're confident in it. So I think that was part of it.
All right, all right. All right, to move on, defense. First game without Uncle Joe Rossi as defensive coordinator. Danny Collins stepped in as interim for this game. Um,
Do
uh,
we think that's the long term after
No,
what we saw?
no, from what
no,
the word is like it looks like PJ is trying to get an external hire. Um,
he's going to be networking hard at the coaching convention coming up.
yep.
It's interesting though. I think it'll be interesting to see who comes.
Well, he's not typically an external hire guy, from my recollection, is he?
No,
No,
I think
He's very much in. He likes to build in house, so this is kind of a new and unique approach that he's taking.
yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see who they've hired.
because like I think the last major coordinator PJ hired externally was Mike Sanford that we had
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in 2020 and
Gross.
21, which I know we want to forget that memory, but that was the only major like offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator type role. Because when Rouse Smith got fired back in 18, Rossi was a internal promotion, as what you noted there, Wyatt. So it is interesting. So we'll see who's going to be the new guy, but Danny Collins, as far as I can tell, called the game as best he could, similar to what Joe Rossi has been running on the defense all year. It's just that I think I think the defense really did miss Tyler Nubin. Who else was off the wasn't playing in the game? I know you shared that report, Soup, or was it Griffin prior to the game? Uh,
I think it was Griff.
Let me pull that up quick. Okay,
Or
found
Sue
it.
will correct me if I'm wrong.
So Maverick Baranowski was out, Devin Williams was out, Darius Green was out, Tyler Nubin was out, and Carter Shaw. Like those are the names that stand out to me. And then Trayvon Jones was questionable, but he did play this game. But you look at those listed names, Maverick was pretty much our second linebacker besides Cody Lindenberg that's always on the field. Then Darius Green, Devin Williams, Tyler Nubin being back there and on the linebackers and secondary as well. So like
Yeah.
they
I
were
think you saw them.
sorely
I think you,
missed.
yeah, I think you saw them punish us for not having Tyler Newman right away. Right, first thing they do is attack deep, and
Yeah,
it works.
and a touchdown
And they
to
score
OJ
immediately.
Hilaire, and OJ Hilaire just
Dude,
torched the secondary for 154 yards.
yeah, that guy was good. He's
Yeah,
good.
I mean, yeah. Yep. That's for sure. He's definitely good. You don't put up that stat line without being a quality player.
Oh, they had no answer for him. But it was cool. It's always cool to see good players on MAC teams flash, and like I hope with NIL they like go to better schools and maybe get some more recognition. You know?
Oh yeah, for sure. But all credit goes to obviously besides their head coach kind of bitching about it on the press conference, but they have a talented receiver, and he did what he could do, best do this game to get on our defense's nerves, and he beat Justin Wally several times, and our safeties didn't weren't there on their assignments or to there to provide help over the top. But he played well against us. But I will say this in terms of a run game, though, run defense, it was a solid game. Like, can't really complain. Like, we got
Yeah, they couldn't really do anything outside of those big plays,
yeah,
which I
like
think is the Achilles heel for them.
yeah, like Bowling Green had to rely on so many big plays in order to score, which, as we all know, this defense is made on not or limiting big plays. So,
Yeah, shout out Jaw Joyner going crazy.
yeah, a couple sacks. But I know you and I were like bitching about this on the group chat as well. Like, can we never get more holding calls on this guy? Because for this guy,
He's like crawling to the quarterback on fourth down. So crazy. And they throw a touchdown. It's like, yeah, that's fine. It's like, oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Sure.
mm-hmm.
Pretty standard, yeah.
I mean,
Just
the
what we've
officials
come
did
to
almost just
expect.
take a touchdown away from Carolina. That
Oh
was a
yeah, who
wild
was it?
sequence.
Was it Kyler Ball that was lined up over the side because they went in punt formation instead, and it was like against the rules, I believe, to be on top of the center in that formation,
Sure.
or suppose it. So yeah, but I do want to note this though. Tyler Stolsky, along with Cody Lindenberg,
Dude, neck roll nation.
yeah, were our top tacklers this game. Tyler, especially having 5 solo tackles this game with 1 sack and a tackle for loss.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think.
I hope to see more of this Jaw Joyner next year, and I'm very excited too.
Oh yeah, and also a healthy linebacker core, honestly.
Yeah, Cody, Lindenberg, Maverick Baranowski, Devin Williams had a couple interceptions
Yeah.
this year.
But then like some of the young guys though, like Tyler Stolsky, like I know he got burnt earlier in the season because like all of our guys were hurt, and he was thrusted into that situation, and just to see him grow so fast in the last few games here, I'm excited at what our linebacker can do. Hopefully, less missed tackles next year. But I'm excited at what the defense is bringing back, despite what we lost in this current senior class. But
Yeah, I think we got to see a lot of the depth though. Like I thought Coleman Bryson made a touchdown saving tackle on that big run, right? Like I know he gets burned early in the game for the touchdown, but he's a young player and he's learning. Or, and I think the other guy was like taking some of his first snaps at safety with no Newbin, and I think you just saw them test that all day. So finally, when it worked, it was always a big play because that's the nature of it.
Also, give some love to Trayvon Jones, who was dealing with, I think, an injury before
Yeah, he
the game.
toughed it out though.
It toughed it out and was crucial in some pass breakups as well
Yeah, he played well.
to keep the game going. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting to see if this, because a lot of this defensive line returns. So it'll be interesting to see what happens for that unit next year if they're going to keep, if they're going to look like this consistently.
Yeah, I think that's a great question to ask.
All right. If we're all good, let's go on to Wyatt's very special teams.
Special team.
I said, should we just log off for a minute and let him have a moment alone?
No, you guys are welcome to join. It's a team effort.
Wyatt, what you love about special teams?
I mean, Dragon got to kick some, so that's nice. I the 2-point conversion is a weird call, but I don't not like it. I just, it's execute.
I think it's fine.
to
Yeah,
be
and I think
there.
they had it. I think they had it, and he just didn't run it in.
No, I was
Yeah,
the same. I was watching on my phone. I was like, he's in.
Like, dude, just put your foot in the ground. Go.
Dragon, he's meant to play kicker. I think he truly proved that.
I appreciate him hanging on the pass though, like a true quarterback.
Yeah, he was going for it, and like, kudos to him, man.
I was like, dude, it's you and like a DB. You'll run him over. Just go.
Yeah,
I don't mind the call though.
And that's interesting. So yeah, I'm with you.
I think you just gave up a touchdown in 3 plays. You come back, you score, right? And it's like, well, we just gave up a touchdown in like 3 plays. Like, we're gonna need some points today. Why don't we just reach into the bag really quick? Who cares? It's a bowl game. Let's do something fun.
Yeah, let's do some have some silliness, some fun, and I love the call.
And they had it. I think you can't like as a fan base, we can't spend all year, whining PJ be more aggressive, but then he goes for 2 on the opening touchdown of the game to like grab back momentum. I'm not saying you. I'm saying like Gopher fans. Why are you like this?
I saw that on Twitter regarding that 2-point conversion at the bowl game yesterday.
Drives me nuts.
We're talking about like a game where it matters, but also, come on, have some fun with it. Like,
it doesn't end up mattering. You win by 6. It's fine.
I like the call. I like the call as like a if we're gonna showcase what we've got. We're gonna have some fun with this game.
Yeah, like if this game comes down to 1 point against this Bowling Green team, you probably have other issues.
Yeah. But I do want to give some love.
I tend to agree with that.
I do want to give some love on the special team stuff, though.
The returners question mark?
Yes. So
is it happening?
Lemeki Brockington returned 2 kick returns. One of them was for a 51-yard return, setting us up for that touchdown.
So good.
And I was like, Lemeki, kick return next year?
Yeah, you gotta healthy. Give him credit.
No, but also besides
finding the people, like they found people who can make it work, and that's
they finally tried to return it too.
Yeah, because I will say the protection looked better on the kick on the kick return. Like the protection was better than what we've seen all year. So I was just like, where was this for 12 of the 13 games this season? But yeah, love for Lemeki. And then I know we shat on him a lot, but I have to give him his due. Quinton Redding had 1 return for 19 yards. And then on the punt side, he had a long of 27 on one of the punts he fielded. And I think that was one where he took that cheap shot in the head by that Bowling Green team player.
Quentin Redding.
Yeah, at the end of that play, like I think he was like already running out of bounds, and then the dude just like bam, like like head upper chest into Quinnen's head area. So yeah, but other than that, like I'll give him his due. Like the special teams actually kept us positive for this game, which which I love.
Love to see it.
Yeah, it was nice to see them like, try and do it though. And it's interesting what happens when you try and do it and you have better athletes than this MAC team, right? Like it's like, oh well, look at them go, huh? So
Yep.
crazy.
Now just do that again,
I'm a,
but throughout the season next year, please.
Well, like they have no excuse for not even trying to return it because now they've shown they have guys who can do it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I agree. Like, please do something next year. If not, we riot and like I'll volunteer as tribute. I'll be punt returner, and Soup can be my blocker or something. Like, I just can't have this anymore.
Yeah, choo choo.
I'm into it.
And
I'm into
then
it.
Mark Crawford for the day had 4 punts, averaged 43.8 yards, had a long of 46.
We had a record on special teams too.
Yes, Brady Weeks, right?
Yes,
Yeah, atta boy Brady Weeks.
that's pretty
Can we
sick.
just give him his due?
Amazing
Man
long
has
snapper.
been here through thick and thin. You gotta love it.
59
This is the type
games.
of player that this is the type of player that we want in this program. I think it's important to be like, yeah, this is what we were after.
Do we have a replacement long snapper?
I'm sure there's someone in the wing.
Because like the reason why I asked is because like I remember PJ's I think first or second recruiting class. He went after Brady Weeks, who was a 2-star athlete, just to
To get
recruit
him
him
the
as
long snap.
just to get him to only long snap. And typically in other programs, right, like they usually like what preferred walk-ons um or like players that they got elsewhere. But yeah, PJ went after. I thought maybe we'll go after someone in the portal or in National Signing Day, but I hope we have someone because like we gonna need someone who's like not gonna. I don't know. After having Payne Jordan and then Brady Weeks, it's hard to have like I think what Soup mentioned like weeks ago. As long as if you don't ever hear the long snapper's name and he doesn't fuck up,
The long snappers, the long snappers doing their job if you don't hear their name.
yep.
Yeah, just like offensive linemen, right?
Except Quinton Ware or Quinn Carroll. Sorry.
He's not doing his job. That's why.
Nope. But no, love it. Anything else overall from the game? Like, it doesn't matter offense, defense, special teams, or the coaching staff.
I think it's okay to be excited. I think it's okay to like see Darius Taylor go off, to think about the new quarterback coming in, and to be interested.
Yeah, I think that's important to remember is that it's okay to be excited about some of this stuff. It's okay to be excited about, winning a bowl game even though your team went 5-7. It's okay to be excited that Darius Taylor got a bunch of playing time and did well with it, did a
He
lot
probably
with it,
wanted to play.
even though your quarterback only had so much success through the air in terms
You
of
didn't need it.
yardage. He didn't need it. He got 2 touchdowns. What more do you want from him?
This would be like letting like AP go off and being mad.
Yeah.
Just let him cook.
Yeah, that's the Minnesota fan for you, though.
I love you guys. You guys are special.
We sure are.
Like I'm a Chicago fan. It's tough over here right now, but like
Y-
for the most
you
part,
should,
I'm
you
no Cub fan. Don't associate me. Don't associate me with those guys.
wait.
but
What baseball team do you root for?
Cardinals.
Oh,
Oh.
you're a Cardinals fan.
My dad's from
Oh,
St.
you
Louis.
You must have a time in Chicago.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You should have seen me walking around in 2006 just strutting.
Yeah,
Cardinals
that
jersey.
that was a good one.
But hey, at least for me, at least we can root for the Wolves right now. They're doing pretty good. And
I went to a Wolves game. It was fun. Shout out, Griff.
was that the Lakers game?
Yes, it was.
Attaboy,
LeBron
Griff.
dodging Anthony Edwards though. Scared. Scared.
But yeah, no, I no back to what we're talking about. Like, I agree with you, Soup. Like, I know for at least particularly at least on my Wyatt Griffin and myself side, like being Minnesota fans growing up, it's okay to be excited. I am excited what we have coming back. Like again, like I know we bitch on PJ and especially what was going on throughout this past season. But I will say this: what PJ has set as standard, obviously, like going like we want to go to the Bulls. We want to have to compete for tight people. This is the last year division, but and before that division titles.
Well, now that's the goal moving forward is to compete for better bowls because
Yeah.
competing for the division's not really as feasible as it was before.
hmm And then, but also the talent
There's
that
not
he's
a
bringing.
division to compete for.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also like the talent that he's bringing in the program, and it's been consistent. I know. I remember this suit on early national signing day. I know you went off on this guy on Twitter, or a few guys on Twitter in general. Uh,
I had
and
time.
yeah, soup
I just
soup didn't work that day, but essentially like this fan was like,
people who are negative like when recruits come in and stuff, like just go be miserable somewhere else, okay? Like
yeah,
this is literally all about the future and you're like, "Man, I'm still mad about this year." It's like, "We get it. Like shut up. You're miserable. Go away."
because like I'm excited what we bring in, but also I'm excited what we have on the current roster.
Yeah.
Like why can I not be? Why can we not be excited?
It is hype season, okay? It's
Yeah.
fine. You've got the number one player in the state of Minnesota who's like a top 100 recruit nationally. If you can't be happy about
Hey,
that here,
yeah,
I don't know what to tell you. Like,
Plus the FCS passing
let's
leader.
yeah, what are we doing?
let's be excited about the players that are coming in. Like, let's show these guys the you know
Or
rabid fans they deserve.
yeah, yeah. I think teams with engaged fan bases will prosper in the NIL era. So, I think the Gophers do a good job of it, and there's just a lot of angry people out there for some reason.
hmm
But they still engage, and I don't know why they're so mad.
But also shout out to Dinkytown athletes. I think there was a
Oh yeah,
match going on before Christmas, and
yeah,
from what I've heard, a lot of money came through and was matched by corporate sponsors. So
that's fun.
very fun for that and good for the players. So can't ask for much more.
It's all good things, and I think I personally enjoyed this game. This was the most fun Gopher game of the year, I think, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
So I don't know. I think this team really missed Lemecki Brockington. I think it'll be very because when they win these games, there's always like big plays from Lemecki, right? They win these big games, and somehow like Lemecki's just doing stuff.
Lemecki
And I
doing his
think
thing.
yeah, I think they missed him, and I think it'll be good to have him back.
Gonna be so good to have, just the tools that we've got on offense. Darius Taylor's gonna be healthy. Lemecki Brockington's gonna be back. Uh, a new quarterback. Oh man, a
An
shiny new
experienced quarterback.
yeah, a quarterback with some experience, with some passes under his belt. Who's it's listen, I bear no ill will towards Ethan. Hope he finds a landing spot where he's happy, whatever. But it's gonna be good to go into the season with a guy who clearly wants to be here, who is gonna get tested in a way that he hasn't been tested, but is coming in with the experience to deal with that test.
For sure. I think other than that, anything else regarding our Golden Gophers and post Quick Lane Bowl?
It's okay to be happy about winning football games, you guys.
Hmm.
Just in general.
It's okay to be happy about any win. It's okay to be happy about winning the recruiting battles that we've won.
Yeah.
I
Ryan
mean,
Day.
we got
Ryan Day flew to Duluth to hear no.
good.
As I heard that, I saw that story.
Hilarious. Get
I
flexed on.
love that.
You don't think
Man.
PJ is flexing on Jim Tressel about that right now?
He probably did or is.
I'm so happy that we managed to bring the number one player in the state back.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just like good for this program.
Oh yeah. It's good for the program and it's good for them nationally because he's such a high-rated player.
Like people are gonna see that. People are gonna. PJ's gonna be able to point to that.
I mean, I think it looks like he will be given a shot to earn playing time at safety early.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that's a certainty
yeah.
because
They did not look good.
yeah.
I mean, Coleman Bryson's still young. I still like him too, but I think him and Coy would play well together.
Do you think it's
It'd
like a
also be
situation?
It would be so Minnesota to have two white safeties too. It'd be hilarious.
Oh, don't get me started with that
yeah,
like black
no.
versus white NFL roster.
No, we can't get canceled.
I know.
Actually, it's very profitable. Maybe we should.
I don't want to get
Please, dear God,
I
let's
don't want to get this
not turn
account.
this into.
I don't want to get this account taken down, please.
Get football canceled.
This becomes the Joe Rogan Football Hour, I guess.
I'd rather eat glass.
But actually,
you-
I know outside of football, I gotta give some love though. Women's basketball,
Oh, they're cooking.
they're cooking. Also, men's basketball kind of figured it out too.
Honestly, Minnesota women's basketball might be the best bang for your buck ticket right now. I would bet.
Yeah.
I would bet.
How much are they charging? Like nothing.
No,
It's
on.
something.
I was
Is
gonna
it?
say
cut it out. You're gonna do it, Wyatt. It's gonna happen to us.
they've never charged anything for these games, and the women's teams are worth it in Minnesota.
Oh yeah.
Volleyball,
They've-
basketball,
like-
hockey.
Basketball has struggled in.
You can get in for $3,
under- You can get in for $3.
but the Iowa game is fully sold out
Oh, jeez.
for Caitlin Clark.
Just like, yeah, I mean,
How's How's
was-
Iowa's women's basketball team
Caitlin
doing?
Clark, Mara Braun, and Maya battle. That'll be fun.
That will be fun.
yeah, no, like they're better athletes than I have ever been or could ever hope to be.
And I do want to preface
Every-
too for
This is the best bang for your buck ticket, though,
Yeah.
for sure.
but also for our first year is our coach's I forgot her name, my apologies, but it's her first year too. Like I keep forgetting it. I feel like it's
They
like
seem to like her.
it feels like year 2 or 3, right? But then like it's year 1.
They seem to really like her.
Unlike Lindsay Whalen, but
I mean,
I wouldn't go.
yeah. You
well, I
gotta
meant
remember
Lindsay
that
Whalen didn't do
Whalen
too hot.
al-
That's what I meant. But
You got to remember that Lindsay Whalen also brought some of these players into the building.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like Lindsay Whalen was
Both.
brought in a big way to be a recruitment head coach,
Yeah.
and clearly something worked. You know.
Yeah.
That's just me going to war for a Minnesota legend and Lindsay.
I'm in.
true.
You don't have to go to war for me. I'm in.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Apparently, I have to go to war against Jason, I guess.
No, I put the white flag. I see your point.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll accept your white flag.
It was a bloodless coup.
No, but other than that, I don't know. I think overall, besides us winning the bowl game, women's basketball are doing well. Timberwolves are doing well. Men's hockey is actually doing better now in Big Ten play, and men's basketball stepping up a bit after a rough start. Um, just confident in what Gopher Sports is heading into, especially going into the new year here, and especially with NIL. But very, very happy and excited for all of our teams and programs. Um, and hopefully the Vikings don't start Nick Mullins against the Packers, but I don't know.
I don't know how you could.
I'm on the Jaren Hall train, so I don't know.
Maybe they don't want to ruin him. There's no point in putting him in.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, at some point, you've got to see what he's got, right?
Don't you still have Kirk next year or no?
No, this is his last
No.
year. It was his contract year, so but the issue is with Kirk's contract, though.
You guys are still live for the playoffs. They might not know. It might be waiting for that.
Yeah, because Kirk has, I think, 2 void years after this season. So next season for 24 and 25. So he's on the cap on our salary book for
Why not
2
just
seasons.
extend him at that point?
That's
I
what
mean,
that's
yeah,
what I'm
no,
leaning
at
towards.
This point,
Yeah,
I'm begging you, extend him though, like for real, please.
because he's what I
As a
think.
Bears
hold
fan,
on.
please extend him.
Hold on. Are you begging us to extend him because you can beat him?
No, because I don't think he'll be that good for you guys overall. I don't
Yeah,
care about what
exactly.
happens to us. The Bears can't hurt me. Okay, they've already broken me
No.
so many times. The Justin Fields thing is like the straw that broke the camel's back for me. They somehow ruined Justin Fields, and I think he needs a fresh start on another team, and I think he'll be good when he leaves the Bears. And I'm like I think this is the bad
don't
man
want it
can't
to
hurt
be
me
here.
anymore. He can't hurt me anymore. Like George McCaskey, he can't hurt me anymore. I just don't care.
Yeah.
I'm like numb to
Yeah, I get
whatever
it.
they do, but like, Kirk will like never win you guys a Super Bowl, but like you'll win the division, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of feel that way. But
It'll keep you guys
also-
from ever drafting a really good quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because
Like
who
worst
are we
case
gonna
scenario
get?
for us this year, it's like, oh, what do we do? Do we take another year of Justin Fields and trade back and get all these assets? Thanks, Carolina. Or do we draft Caleb Williams? And I'm like, well,
You got options.
sure.
Think where the Vikings are now, we might, because like we're going to miss out probably on Caleb Williams, Drake May, and what's Jaden Daniels from LSU. So
I mean, like we're gonna end up looking at guys
Nix.
like
Bo
Bo
Nix.
Nix, Michael Penix. Depending on where we sit in the draft, we might be looking at a JJ McCarthy.
yeah,
It's
Nothing
it's
wrong
not
with those options.
I
there's,
would love to get
they're
Michael
just
Penix,
not-
honestly.
Cut Nick Mullins, draft Penix, make Jaren Hall QB3,
And that's your quarterback room for next year.
and you go Kirk and JJ McCarthy.
It's like
That's kind of lit,
Fine.
actually. That's kind of lit.
it's like fine, but like it's not. I don't love it. I'd be lying to you if I said I did.
Actually, I do have one wish. Like, I don't care if we keep Kirk or not. I always appreciate what Kirk has done. It's just, can we get more guys on the can we get better O linemen, please?
No, no, we can't.
They're never gonna answer my one request on that. Fix the O line. Like, I think like when Kirk was playing his best until he got his Achilles torn, the O line looked good was because Kirk had to throw the freaking ball out so fast and cover
he's
up a
good
lot
at
of stink.
That's okay. He's good at that.
Yeah. But but we digress. Anything else?
The
Going
Packers
once?
almost blowing the first overall pick for the Bears would have been the funniest thing.
That would have been funny.
Even I would have laughed. I would have been like, okay,
Blowing the
all
first
right.
overall pick and also losing to the worst team in football
Yeah.
The Bucks, right?
with your generational quarterback, Jordan Love.
The Panthers.
The
And hey,
Panthers.
the officiating tried to fuck him over, but didn't. Ha.
Never. Not for them.
But oh, I will note this. I did watch some of the games on Christmas Day, and go Raiders, beating the Chiefs.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Man,
I watched that on Nickmas, dude.
Was
That
that
was so crazy.
who was calling on Nickmas? Was that
Nate Burleson,
yes, yes, Nate.
someone I didn't know about, and and like the Ninja Turtles.
Did they still have young Sheldon like explaining like penalties and the plays and stuff, or
I don't know.
or to get rid of
They had
that?
a lot of Taylor Swift shots, and then they had a lot of like slime shots. They're like shooting pizzas into the crowd. It was crazy.
We love that.
It was awesome. They would like slime cannons in the end zone when they would score. Nick MVP was the MVP was former Bear legend Bilal Nichols, which was hype.
Nice.
It's fun because the first ever MVP was
Another Bears legend.
our good friend Mitch Trubisky.
Call him by his full name.
Mitchell Trubisky.
Mitchell the MVP Trubisky.
Titty boy.
Titty boy. Oh man, I forgot about that incident.
Is he still in the Steelers?
Honestly, how
Yes,
is he not
sir.
getting?
He was starting for a while, and then they were like put Mason Rudolph in, and I was like, yikes.
And Mason Rudolph had the best game of a Steelers quarterback in 2 years.
And somehow also saving Mike Tomlin's job as well.
No, if they let Mike Tomlin go, they're stupid.
Yeah.
If they let Mike Tomlin go, the Bears should just go hire him.
Yeah,
Is what should happen.
yeah, 1,000% I'm with you.
Like, I would allow that to happen just so that Soup and my brother-in-law can be happy.
And Laurence. Don't forget Laurence now.
Oh yeah, Laurent's come back to us.
He's busy, man.
Law school life.
He'll be back.
We'll get him back. We'll get there.
We gotta get the Return to the King music.
Yeah.
But cool. We are actually out of time. But to all of our listeners and viewers, thank you so much for
He's giving us the light, Wyatt.
joining us for this episode. Going into the new year here, Happy New Year. Also, happy belated Merry Christmas. We'll see you guys whenever, but we'll for sure be back during for 2024 fall preview, and then we might have some random episodes. Probably talk more about where some of our transfers went to, maybe some shade or maybe some Twitter beef. Looking at Juice Soup, we can probably share that to the internet.
I always bring beef to the function. It's just me with my fist in a bag.
But all right. But this is Opa Podcast signing off for the 2023 season. So I'm one of your hosts, Jason O, along with Soup.
Yay, we did it. We made it.
And Wyatt.
That's me.
And we'll see you guys next time. And
Oh.